everything about the hood, the first and the 15th, Social Security check, Medicaid, food stamps. We've been there. Okay, that's the type of lifestyle I live, the bitch. Okay, in a job like this, like I don't want people around the city to see me, you know, handing out McDonald's burgers and shit. But that didn't end up happening because I did have to work at McDonald's. I don't know if you ever drove a car with only like 3 spark plugs, but bitch, I'm about that life. Okay, because that's exactly what the fuck we did for a very, very long time. I had to tell a performance like, hey, can y'all hire me back? Because I need a job. I'm on probation. Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel, period. Hey y'all, what's good? What's poppin'? Welcome back to a new video. Before we kick things off, we have to give a huge thank you to our sponsor. As always, want to give a huge thank you to Dossier for collaborating on this video with me yet once again. I have 2 extra cents here that they sent over to just review and talk to you guys with. As always, you know, Dossier carries so many brands, okay? So many luxury niche brand products for everyone, okay? And it's at affordable cost. You can get this honestly for $30. I believe the highest perfume you can buy is $39.99. So honestly, you are obviously getting a steal. They do have a promotional offer right now. So if you are interested, you can save 20% off the website as well as an additional 10% if you use my discount code. So be sure to check out the description box below. And as always, want to give a huge thank you to Dossier for sponsoring today's video. Let's talk about what I have here. We do have 2 extra scents. We have Ambery Saffron. This is supposed to be Baccarat. They say this is the Baccarat. And I am not even gonna lie to y'all, I'm not the biggest fan of this scent, okay? Like, I don't know, it has top notes of saffron, orange, blossom, middle notes of jasmine, plum, and cedarwood, and base notes of oak moss, fir balsam, and amber. And yeah, it says it is inspired by Baccarat Rouge 540. So, not even gonna lie, this is not one of my favorite scents. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I will say this is definitely a feminine scent. A man would not wear this. I would not recommend a man to wear this, but it is very feminine. And I think the dry down on this is just, yeah, the dry down is nice, but it's something about this. Like, I'm just not the biggest fan of. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan, but this is, it has 18% concentration. And honestly, I think you guys will enjoy this scent. Honestly, if you are someone, this is not a fruity scent whatsoever. I would say this is like it smells woody. If I can put a name on it, woody. This smells very woody, and I'm just not the biggest fan. However, the quality is always amazing. It does come with the magnet top, as always. I love how it has the notes on the bottle itself. Just a nice, sleek design. Absolutely love it. I think you guys will enjoy it as well. So if you are interested, obviously be sure to check that description box. Okay, powdery orange flower. Smells amazing. I think this is honestly probably my favorite scent on the website. Okay, I'm not even gonna flex. Like, I'm sure they have more scents, so like, let me just like not say that. But no, this one is amazing. I love it. It definitely does not smell like it sounds. This does have top notes of mandarin, bergamot, ginger. It has middle notes of orange flower, white flowers, or gardenia, and it has base notes vanilla, tonka bean, and musk. I think it's the vanilla in here that I really, really like. This also is concentrated at 18% and is inspired by Valentino Voice Viva. That perfume. I don't know what that is. I'm not even gonna lie. But honey, this smells good. This has probably been my main fragrance since they sent me this. I'm just gonna keep it up. I spray this everywhere. I love this one. I highly recommend this one. Please go get this one. I highly, 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 highly recommend this one. Packaging, high quality glass, magnet, period. Yeah, I love it, love it, love it. Okay, I will spray this. I think I will use this all year round. I love this perfume. So Once again, you guys, I do have a discount code below. You will save 10% off of your order if you use my code. So don't forget to use NERIAHNICKOLEE10 to save 10% off. And let's get into the video, y'all. Hey y'all, what's good? Hey y'all, okay, I'm very sorry about the very dramatic switch up there, but it is your bitch. It is your bitch. As always, my name is Neriah. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's talk about how this video wasn't about to happen. Okay, first of all, I gotta get this video out ASAP. Like, I told myself I had to get this video out on Saturday. Today's Friday. I said, oh, you know, I'm gonna film it throughout the week, you know, and then I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, edit the video on Friday, have it out on Saturday. Bitch, it's Friday night. Okay, it is almost like 10 o'clock. It's late, okay? But when I tell you I gotta get this video out, I got to get this video out. So this is what it is. This is what it is. We are going to just chill. I'm just gonna do some makeup and talk about me. I guess a lot of you guys were just curious. I get a lot of like DM from random people. I'm not gonna call y'all random people, but I get a lot of DMs and they're just like, I occasionally get the where are you from, you know, hey girl, let's hang out, you know, where are you from, how did you meet? So it's a lot. Okay, so I guess it would make sense, since most of you guys are new here, that I do a little, I guess you would say, I don't know, a timeline of my life, I guess. I'm gonna try so hard not to make this long because I don't want to bore y'all, okay? And plus it's late and I gotta like stay up, edit the video. So bitch, let's get through this. Let me put something on my face, okay? Let me put something on my face because I look like shit. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm a little lit, okay? You know when it's Friday, when you get off work and you just like, girl, like, give me my weekend. That is how I'm feeling. I have so many plans this weekend, so you guys will see that on the vlog. Y'all gotta watch the vlogs, period. I'm a little lit, I ain't even gonna lie, I am a little lit. I deserve it, okay? I work hard. I did my eyebrows, I did them like 30 minutes ago, but they are too dark. And that was another thing, like I'm running out of my like brown eyebrow pencil, so I kind of mixed in with some black, and now I just feel like they look so dark, which is like, you know, not cute, bitch. So that is today's vibe, okay? Just excuse me. Okay, so let's talk about where I'm from. I'm gonna kind of just start from the beginning, okay? I'm gonna just start from the beginning, and we're gonna walk you through a very quick timeline of today and like how I am, you know, today, why I got on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. Okay, like, so I'm Neriah, that is my name. I am 28 years old. I was born in Minnesota. A lot of people may find that surprising, but yes, I am from Minneapolis, Minnesota. My mom and my dad, they're originally from Gary. Now, if you know, Gary is like that's Michael Jackson's home place. So it's a city in Gary. It really ain't nothing special, y'all, but that's where they're from. And then they got together, they got married, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, they had me and my little brother. So I am a sibling. I have 4 brothers. And I'm the only girl. I don't have any sisters. I don't. I have my closest brother is my little brother, the one I told y'all about. He is we have the same mom, same dad. We was raised in the same house. But I have 2 oldest brothers who we have the same dad. We have different moms, and they're like 40. I don't know how old they are now. We don't talk. We don't really have a relationship. But yeah, I do have 2 older brothers somewhere in the world. I don't know where they're at. If they are watching this, hey, how you doing? Yeah, and then I have another brother who I had with on my mom's side. So we share the same mom, but we have different dads. And unfortunately, he passed away. I really didn't know him like that. I mean, I've seen him before, but when he passed, you know, I was 10. Yeah, when all this happened. So I was very young, like, you know, we seen each other sparingly, but we didn't live in the same household. So, yep, those are my 4 brothers. And yeah, I don't have any sisters. You guys are my sisters. I wish I had a sister. Like, I do feel like, I don't know, life would be different in a way. But yeah, no sisters over here. I left Minneapolis when I was 7. So when I came to Florida, which is where I'm from, the bulk of my life, yada, 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 I was like 7 years old. I remember my first elementary school was Port St. Lucie Elementary. And that was in the 2nd grade. That was like my first time ever being in Florida. You know, I had no idea what this place would be. This was like such a weird time because my mom left my dad. That was such a big deal because I remember like I said, I was 7. And I just remember one day my mama had suitcases by the front door and she started yelling like, put your clothes on, we about to go, oh my God. And we putting on clothes, like, what's going on? I had like, at least to my memory, like I had no idea we were just gonna get up and leave. But my grandmother, who was my mom's mom, lives in Florida. So that's how we're from Florida, I guess. My mom left Minnesota and yeah, we came to Florida. But that was my first experience being on a plane. I remember we had to get on a plane. Girl, it was a hot mess. We was running through the fucking airport. Like, I guess we was about to lose our plane, girl. That was my first plane ride, first, you know, anything like that. So it was an experience, okay? Came to Florida. We were living in Port St. Lucie at my grandmother's house. My mother she was strict, okay? You know, when you have like I wouldn't say she's like a mean grandma, but she was strict, okay? It was not fun, for sure, you know, being there. And that was my life really until we moved to Fort Pierce. So to those who are new here, I am from Fort Pierce. So I was born in Minnesota, okay? And then, like I said, 2nd grade, I moved to Florida. So I consider Fort Pierce like my home. You know, that's my home. I went to elementary school there, you know, I went to middle school there, high school there, like that is like my home, okay? I mean, you know, I'm a 4th grader now. I'm living in Fort Pierce. Like, what school did I go to? I went to Port St. Lucie Elementary. Then I went to Savannah Ridge. Then I went to, I think it's called Riverside. I could be wrong. Then I went to Dan McCarty, okay? I still know people from middle school. Like, we're not close like that, you know, but they're still around, you know, and it's like crazy to think like, damn, bitch, we old as fuck. Girl, we are like, middle school was what? When you like 13? Girl, we old. Went to Dan McCarty. I did go to Southern Oaks for a very, very little bit. I don't even know why that happened, but I did have to go to Southern Oaks for a minute. And then I went to Dan McCarty. Yeah, so that was like my main middle school. If you know me, you know, okay, home of the Eagles, period. The middle school was middle school, you know, yeah, you know, bitch. From Fort Pierce, it really ain't about shit, okay? I'm just gonna keep it a buck. There's only 2 damn high schools in Fort Pierce. There is Westwood and there's Central, okay? And your bitch is a Cobra, okay? I am a Cobra, but I did go to both schools, okay? I was at both schools. So I started high school at Fort Pierce Central, okay? It was a big deal. It was the new school. We were the first freshman class of that new building. I remember that hype. It was such a big deal. And then my mom, we ended up moving to North Carolina for like 2 months. And like I said, that was another situation that was kind of like, what the fuck, you know? Like, I had obviously no control over that, but it was still a situation when it was like, why, you know? And then for us to just come right back to Fort Pierce, you know, like, my God, you know, that's what caused me to not be able to go back to Central, if that makes sense. So because by the time I came back from that North Carolina bullshit, I was trying to get back in Central, and they was like, oh, we're too full, we can't accept you, blah, 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 blah. So I ended up having to go to Westwood, and this was 10th grade, okay? 10th grade, I will never forget my first day at Westwood High School. I don't care how old I get, okay? I walked there, I have on this plaid dress, these heels. I'm just thinking I am the shit, okay? And then, like, if you know, Westwood is like the ghetto school, the ratchet school, the ugly school, and then you got Central, which is like the elite school, you know, the better amenities. It was that. So I was really disappointed to go to Westwood. I ain't even gonna lie, okay? Judge me all you want to. But that was the deal. So I ended up going to Westwood. I was there from like halfway through 10th grade, and I went there the entire 11th grade. Yeah, I mean, it was honestly a big deal. Like, my friends would be like, "You going to Westwood? Like, ew." How are you gonna survive? Yo, it was a trip. Like, now that I'm older, it's like the things that we would like be just so hard and like emotional about, it's like, girl, bye. Okay, niggas, you know, prom, like all these little things. Now that I'm older, girl, that shit don't matter. Like, that shit, none of that shit matters. Like, it doesn't. Yes, I went to Westwood. You know, if you know, you know. Who I knew at Westwood? I knew Amanda, Ruth, Ashley, Mark. Hey, Mark, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Mark was my little boyfriend there at the time. I would say this because that's how I know this guy. Okay, you know who I'm talking about. I had no relations at that time. No relations at the time. He was just a guy that I knew around school, and he had this like persona, you know, like he used to play football. He used to drive this truck. He was like this big ass, just jock looking guy. This, I don't know, but back in the day, like, I would have never pursued him. I just absolutely hated him. He was disgusting. I have to understand that a lot of y'all do not know me, because like people that know me, y'all know who he is, bitch. He, you know. But like the people that don't know me, yeah, they you know, some people are curious, you know, how long y'all been together, la 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 la. Like, girl, when I say it's been a journey, it has been a journey. Okay, that's for another day and another video, because this is my channel. Okay, period. Fort Pierce Westwood, I left there 12th grade. I don't remember if you guys remember. Y'all may not even fucking know what I'm talking about, okay? But there was this thing going around where they wanted people to go back to Central. I don't know, they were sending slips home and shit, like, you know, we want you to go back to Central, yada yada yada. We need people. I don't know what it was, but I signed that list so motherfucking fast, and I ended up going back to Central my senior year and graduating and things like that. Okay, so I'm a senior in high school, you guys. Like I said, and I'm gonna be honest, like, Fort Pierce is really not about shit. I was not a privileged child. Okay, we didn't have no internet at home. I remember my mom, we didn't have a car, so it wasn't like I could just go here and there. There used to be times when we would do like extracurricular activities, and when I say we would be stuck at that school till like 9, 10 o'clock at night looking for a ride, like, that's how bad it was for me. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, we just, like, you know, so-and-so mama didn't have a car. We used to be out there for hours trying to secure rides and shit. It was just a mess. So I didn't grow up very privileged. We lived in the hood. I done been there, done there. I know everything about the hood, the first and the 15, Social Security check, Medicaid, food stamps. We've been there. Okay, that's the type of lifestyle I lived, the bitch. Okay, so like I said, senior year came. I got really involved. I remember my friends, like we were in, like I said, extra. It was like what you call oh my god, representative, like the school president and all that bullshit. Yeah, I got really invested in that with my friends at the time. It was very busy for me. Senior year, senior year was, it was a lot of extracurricular activity, college stuff, which is another thing I'm gonna get into because your girl is degreed, okay? But I'm gonna get into that. So, preparing for college. We had a beautiful, beautiful counselor, Miss Summers. Hey, girl, if you're watching, hey, you probably not, but oh well. Hey, okay, but Miss Summers, yeah, she got us involved. We were like all like into just, you know, being involved in school. And that really was the bulk of my senior year. I lost my virginity that year. That was interesting. And it was so crazy because I don't know, because like back in the day, at least for us, like, because I know this generation, girl, they sucking dick at 5 and 6, you know, like it's very dramatic. But back in the day, like, it was not like that. Like, if you knew someone that had sucked dick, like, that was like the end all be all for that bitch. Okay, like, that was it. Like, if someone found out you did stuff like that, nowadays it's just common. Like, who cares, you know? But yeah, so like, I remember I was so excited to just like hold out my virginity until I graduated high school, to be like, oh my god, you know, like, I made it to graduation without having sex. But that didn't happen. Okay, that did not happen. College. Okay, college. Now I have been to 2 colleges. Okay, so let's talk about college. Now, first of all, I wouldn't have known college was an option if it wasn't for my counselor at the time. Like I said, Miss Summer, if you're watching, hey girl. Because for me, at least in Fort Pierce, you know, like I can't speak for other cities, but I was like, please God, do not let me be stuck here, because I was applying to schools. I wasn't getting accepted, primarily because of my test scores. Do they even do the ACT and SAT anymore? I don't know. But I wasn't getting accepted to no colleges. And at this point, we're nearing graduation. You know, I don't have a lot of resources. My mom ain't got a lot of resources. I am not trying to forever be in the hood, you know, because I mean, that's honestly what it was for me. Like, I just didn't want to be in the hood forever. It was such a bad experience because, like I said, we're nearing graduation, prom. I'm stressed out about my life because I'm like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do? And I applied to like I said, I applied to a lot of schools. Now, I went to UWF. That was the first college I went to, the University of West Florida in Pensacola. If you know, you know, I was the Papa John's girl, okay? Period. But anywho, that was the first school that I went to. And it was crazy because before I even got accepted to that school, they had sent me a denial letter. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I cannot make it here. Like, don't you ass bitch, like, where can you go? So that was like how I was feeling, you know. I'm like, God, my God, like, I can't even oh my God, like, you tell it, like, and I had great grades, you know. I wasn't a dumb child. I really did really good in school, but my test scores sucked. And I'm like, you know, the last resort would have been Indian River State College. And that, like, you know, for someone who's been there all their life, like, I'm not trying to continue school in Fort Pierce. Like, I'm not, like, I'm gonna cry. So they sent me a denial, bitch. They was like, oh, we cannot accept you, blah, 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 blah. And girl, I was so distraught. Like, at this point, I'm like, damn, I ain't got nowhere to go. And then, like, Tallahassee just wasn't an option for me. Everyone at that time, that's when Tallahassee was lit. That's when everyone was going up for the weekend. I'm talking about, that's when everyone was in Tallahassee, okay? If you remember that era, like, just so nostalgic. But yes, everyone was in Tallahassee, FSU fam. And I did not want to fucking go there. I was like, oh God, I do not want to go to Tallahassee. I do not like Tallahassee. It was fun. But to like live there, like, nah, I was not feeling that vibe. Eventually, the school, the University of West Florida, they ended up accepting me. But what was crazy was they accepted me for their summer program, which was like, for me, I was like, oh my God, you know, because not only do I get to go, but I get to go like right now, because summer start like right after college. I mean, right after high school. So they was like, yeah, like, I graduated on the 1st of June and I got to college on the 24th of June. Like, I will never forget that. And so, yeah, like, girl, I'm like, oh my God, I'm leaving. I'm going to the summer program, you know. I'm talking to my boo at the time. I'm like, you know, I got accepted. You know, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but I'm leaving. It's a little so bad. It dries down too fast, and that's why I do not like. I don't like it. So I'm gonna just try to blend this out and pray for the best. I ended up getting accepted. I went to, once again, the University of West Florida. I was 18. Yeah, I was 18. So we were there for summer semester. It wasn't a lot of people on campus, but I just remember like being, you know, we had a dorm. And so at the time, because I was living in such, you know, rigid circumstances, I was just grateful to be, you know, out of Fort Pierce. But when I got to my dorm room and, you know, my aunt, she came down and helped me with getting stuff for the room and stuff, and it just changed my life, because just the aesthetic, even though it, you know, like UWF was like, it was a beautiful school. It was tons of trees around, landscape was beautiful. When I was in my dorm, like, I was just so excited to be in a clean environment. The scenery was gorgeous. Like, my room, we had a beautiful little view, and that's when I became really obsessed with the nature of being in a, you know, an environment that is clean and bright and luxury, not, you know, looking at roosters every day and shit. Like, that's when I became really, really appreciative. That's when I was real, just like, you know, like, I don't want to live no less than this. And so for me, college was my only way out. That's how I feel. Because I mean, honestly, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, back in the day, like if you didn't go to college, you really ain't do shit. And if you stayed in Fort Pierce, that's just how I feel. And I'm like, please, because some people ride or die about Fort Pierce, and I do. I mean, that is home for me, but like, no, like I just feel like at least for me, the opportunities are scarce. It's too small. And yeah, it's limited. I don't fuck with it. So for me, like I just was like, I'll never go back. And that was like the start for me to like, I'm never going back to Fort Pierce. You know, I'm grown now. You know, I'm in my bag, girl. And that was it for me. Summer break was a good one because I ended up getting a job, which was like crazy. Now, if you know, honey, I was a Papa John's girl. Okay, that was my first job ever in life. I was 18 years old working at the Papa John's on campus, and it was a new Papa John's. Okay, it was like, oh my God, we're bringing Papa John's to the school this fall. It's gonna be good, baby. Baby. Okay, see, if that was my child, I would be like, hell no. Because I was a slave in that Papa John's, bro. That's all I did was work at Papa John's. Like, and I swear, anyone can tell you that shit. Anyone can tell you that. But when I got the offer, I was in, like I said, it was summer school, and I think they had a little job fair at the little, like, cafeteria at UWF. You know, like the college cafeteria where everyone eat their, like, basic foods. And they had a little job fair, and I remember me and my friend went. It was Naomi, so if you're watching this, hey girl. We both went, and we both got a job. Like, they gave me, I think I was making $7.05 an hour, okay? And she was making, I don't know what she was making, but I worked at Papa John's and she worked at another restaurant in the school or whatever. Girl, you couldn't tell me shit. Okay, I'm like, oh my God, I got a job. I'm getting financial aid refunds, bitch. I'm just like, I'm balling. You know, this is coming out of high school, like, you don't know better. And I'm like, woo, it was a time. It was a time. And that's how I feel like UWF, even though like it's not a shitty school, y'all. It's just a lame school. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's just a lame school, but it really put a lot of work ethic in me. That's how I feel. I feel like that was my true test of work ethic when I went to the UWF. I was really in my bag, bitch. Okay, and like I used to work 5 in the afternoon to 2 at night. The place closed, I think, at 1 at night. On college, I think it was 1 or 12, but regardless, I would get home at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I would be like going to classes like every other college kid, okay, going to my 8 a.m. classes, sleepy as fuck, and then have to go to work. And mind you, all of this was on campus. Like, you know, I didn't have to go off campus. All I went from my dorm room to class. I'll come back to my dorm room and change and go right to Papa John's. And I did that for a long time. I was there for 2 years. I ended up getting my associates there. And then I transferred to UCF. Okay, best school ever. Ooh, see, oh God. Accepted to UCF. Okay, we're going into the summer of 2014. They gave me my acceptance letter, baby. I am losing my shit because I'm like, oh my God, like, God is literally calling my name. I feel like everything that I wanted to do, I made it happen. And that was like a big revelation for me because I was like, oh my God, like I'm moving. I'm finally doing what I want to do. I can get me a little apartment. Baby, boo-boo Jesus, okay? And like, this is why I low-key have a really love relationship with the city because I have been really in the trenches here. I have lived a struggle in Orlando, and I have lived on a very good side of Orlando. Like, I've been all over Orlando. Now, for me, like, first of all, I go to UCF. Now, y'all, UCF is lit. Now, for me, a lot of my classes, like, well, when I first got there, I remember, like, going to classes, but the major that I went in, honestly, majority of it was online. I remember, like, right off the bat, I had like 2 online classes, girl, refund checks on swole, because UCF is such a bigger school. Honey, I had a 2004 Mitsubishi Galant. That was my very first car ever. I had got me this little apartment. Like, this was like a, like what you would call the college apartments. Like, I still had roommates, but it was an apartment. It wasn't like a dorm room. Apartment. I'm living my best life. Okay, like, girl, like, rent was like $500 back then. I didn't have a car note because it was a little, you know, a little hoopty-doop. So I was living my best life, girl, until Girl, it got really real. Okay, I have been through it. I call on God to be like, I want this and I want that, and God, I hate this and I hate that. And girl, he give it to you and you be like, oh shit. You wasn't ready for it. You know you wasn't ready for it, but you want it. So here you go. That's how I feel. Because, man, at like being 20 in Orlando, blowing, I had just started smoking weed. Like, I'm talking about like really invest, because it's one thing to be like, you know, smoking a blunt once a year or something. But no, when you are in, when you're in this lifestyle and you buying dimes and nickels and quarter bags, bitch, you in there, okay? So that was my era, okay? And it was such a nostalgic time, y'all. I thought I was on cloud 10, okay? Girl, bye. Girl, bye. First of all, that money ended up running out. This is when I started working at call centers. Now, I have never, other than Papa John's, I've not been one to work in fast food until I was on probation, girl. But other than that, like, I've always been a call center bitch. I have been a call center bitch since I got to Orlando. Like, and there's a ton of them here. So when I say I've been through training classes, I've quit, went to another motherfucking training class. I done revolved around, I think, all 30 fucking call centers there is around here. Like, girl, I probably worked at every single call center in Orlando. If you know, you know. Alorica, Concentric, Converges, fucking, what is it called? Randstad, the like temp agencies. Girl, I done been ran through like literally all of them. So that was back in the day. Then they had a thing, girl, where it was like VTO. Like, that's when I first learned what VTO was. I'm calling off of work. I'm leaving work early. You really ain't making no fucking money because you're not fucking coming to work. Bills need to be paid. Did I have a job? Well, other than the call center job, like, girl, things got really, really left really, really quick. One point, girl, we were so goddamn broke. We were, I'm talking about like splitting beans in a pot. Okay, like literally stealing some of my roommates like mashed potatoes and milk and shit because, girl, it was a mess. Do you hear me? Then my car ended up breaking down. And I'm like, we're 20, 21-year-olds, okay? Like, girl, my transmission went out. I have never had a newer car. Like, fun fact, real shit. The oldest car I've had was an 06. I've never had a new car. I've never had like the newest new. My first car was a Mitsubishi Galant. The transmission went out. But when I tell you we rode that bitch till the wheels fall off, we rode it till the wheels fall off. Okay, like, why my eyelashes look so junky? And that bitch is putting. I'm talking about putting bad, and we are just thugging it out, driving like it is just nobody's business. 30 minutes down the road, 45 minutes down the road, just in this terrible, terrible car. Then I end up having a Pontiac, which was like such a bad idea. The person who sold me that car was so, he was just like a con artist. I would never forget because I had ended up getting, it was around the time when you get like refund checks from school. So I was like, okay, I get a couple $1,000. I'm gonna buy me a new car because my old car started putting, and it was just, girl, it was on its last leg. So I bought another car. It was a white Grand Prix, I think, Pontiac. Girl, I had that car for like a month because the guy who sold it to me lied about the mileage. I don't know what he did, but that car was so fucked up. It was so bad. It pretty much like, it was a lemon, what you would call like just a lemon. So that was like terrible. Like, for me to like try to sell that car knowing that it's bad, lying to people and being like, yeah, it's a good car, la 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 la, trying to pay rent because I'm not working. I'm working, but I'm getting VTO every day. I'm like on like my final attendance, you know. I'm just not not taking things seriously, not showing up, you know. Girl, I was really going through it. And then to top off everything, I ended up pregnant. So yeah, so, you know, I'm not taking things seriously. We're stressed out. We're trying to pay bills. I ended up pregnant. Now, like I said, I was at school at UCF, but a lot of it was online. So I was never really on campus or whatever. But when I moved to the west side, if you know, you know, there's like an east side and a west side of Orlando. When I moved to the west side and I was without a car, I used to sometimes have to go to the main campus because of like certain things, like certain classes require you to show up for like something, I don't know, like a lecture or something. Like, you had to actually show up to class. So there were times I would either have to take the city bus to the Rosen campus, which is on the west side of town, and then I would catch their little shuttle. They had a shuttle bus that would take you from that campus way to the main campus, which was far from me, you know. Big, pregnant, stressed the fuck out, okay? I was probably hungry. I mean, girl, like, that was just such a bad time for me. And it was such a depressing time for me. Like, girl, like, I used to feel so ashamed walking through UCF, like, wobbling with my big belly. And it's crazy because, like, people, like, you know, I feel like if you knew me, like, no one really knew me at UCF. Like, you knew me at UWF, but, like, when I went to UCF, I didn't really have friends. You know, my only friend was my baby daddy, and that was, like, my life. You see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really have friends. So, yeah, it was just a real lonely experience. And, yeah. So, you know, my life is falling apart now. You know, I got a baby on the way, which I'm like, you know, what are we gonna do? Like, I can barely afford to eat. Eventually got another car. Now this car, bitch, green Honda. I don't remember the year. I do not remember the year. I want to say it was like a 01. I would like definitely call it a little Haitian car, no offense, okay? But it was a little Haitian car, girl. So it was a nice car, okay? I mean, it did what it had to do. But then like 2-3 months after the fact, one of the spark plugs in the engine was like combusted. Like, I don't know what happened to it, but I don't know if you ever drove a car with only like 3 spark plugs. But bitch, I'm about that life, okay? Because that's exactly what the fuck we did for a very, very long time. First of all, the car was extremely loud. So if you know what it's like to drive a car with a missing spark plug, it was loud. Okay, I mean, I heard my car from probably 4 miles away. I mean, it is loud, bitch, okay? And it does not drive right. We barely had brakes on the car. Once again, working at these low budget ass call centers, trying to make it work. And this is when I moved. So when I moved out of this apartment that I had, I moved to Leesburg. Now, oh my God, not move to Leesburg. That's all I'm gonna say. Do not move to Leesburg. I did it out of desperation of cheap rent, because if you know, you know, Orlando's expensive, but then they start to refer you to locations outside of Orlando, you know, like Mount Dora, DeBerry, you know, these like off cities from Orlando that, you know, like they offer cheaper rent. So that's what happened. We were like, hey, you know, Leesburg has an apartment for X amount. How much did I pay? It was one of those income-based apartments. Let's put it that way. It was one of those income-based apartments. So the rent was cheap. We had a little 2-bedroom. We have Neriah now. Neriah is like, was she 1? She was, I want to say she was turning 1. She wasn't like 1 yet, because I remember she learned how to walk in that apartment, which was, yeah, this is around the time she was like turning 1. Hey, we've now moved to Leesburg, still struggling, bitch, okay, still struggling. Yeah, the car I had, like I said, was missing a spark plug. At the time, I worked in Lake Mary. If you know, you know, like all the call centers are in Lake Mary over here. And that has to be like a 45-minute drive. I mean, it's a while. And there's a road called State Road 46. I will never go on that road again. Okay, like that road is so scary to me. I have so many like, oh no, I hate that road. But there's a road called State Road 46. It is a 2-lane road, and you are on this narrow road for like 45 minutes. I mean, I wouldn't say 45 minutes. I'll give it like 30 minutes, but that's it. It's just a straight way and the fastest way to get to the side of town where I worked at. Like I said, we barely had brakes. There was the missing spark plug issue. So I mean, we're in this loud rubberish green car, and I'm trying to make it work every day because like that's all I have. My financial aid is running out. At this point, like if I ain't graduating soon, bitch, they about to kick me out of school. Like that's just how bad it was. I was failing this accounting class every fucking semester. I had to take this class 4 times to graduate. Okay, like it was girl, it was a lot. Okay, at this point they're like, listen here, bitch, you're running out of money. You're running out of money. You need to find some resources. You need to figure it out. So I'm like, oh my God. what am I gonna do? So once again, yeah, I'm hustling, trying to make it to this little job on this raggedy ass car. I knew who was working at the Waffle House at the time. Nevaeh was, I remember my mom stayed with us for a little bit up there, and she was pretty much our resource for, you know, babysitting, because Nevaeh wasn't in school. We didn't have her in daycare or anything. Girl, it was a mess. Okay, we didn't even have a bed. All we had was Nevaeh crib, and I remember we slept on the couch, and that was like our life for like a very long time. And just to top it all off, baby, okay, I get evicted. I have never in my life, I mean, prior to this incident, I don't know why my light keeps shutting off. I'm sorry, y'all. After all this drama, right, cars breaking down, I'm in school, running out of money and time. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have a 1-year-old. We get an eviction notice. And like, it wasn't even, I think it was more like cause I remember like, it was like we owed 1 month of rent and then like a little bit of like the previous month. So it wasn't even like I was like 7 months behind or anything. So I didn't think it was to the extent of, bitch, you got 24 hours. You know how terrible that feels? Do you know how scary that feels? Yeah, that shit really happened. That shit really happened. Like, you may see me on YouTube and stuff, but like I'm not justifying that. I really went through some shit. Like, I really went through some shit. I really went through some shit. Okay, but now, I mean, now that I look back on it, I'm proud of everything that happened, because it happened exactly how it was supposed to happen. But yes, bitch, they put an eviction notice on the door. All I remember was, my God, it was terrible. Like, I mean, we barely had furniture, so it wasn't like it was too much of a problem, but we did have to get a U-Haul. I think I had like a $100, yeah, I had a money order for $100 sitting in my wallet, because I was like, let me just hold on to this so I can put some toward the rent or just have it. And so I ended up getting this money order for $100, and I had to get a U-Haul. We had to get a U-Haul back to Fort Pierce, and with all the little stuff that we had in the fucking like apartment. And that was like, that's when life for me was like my downfall. I think that was like probably the most worst thing I've been in, other than like, you know, going to jail, but that adds to it. But like, that was some real rock bottom shit. To go to Fort Pierce, I am just obviously like out of tune. Now, at the same time, I'm still in school, okay? Like, I still go to UCF. I'm like in Fort Pierce. None of my classes, all my classes were online, like I was saying. So I'm still here, you know. We get down there, I'm depressed as a rock, stressed the fuck out, hating life, okay? Like, I mean, everything for me went down. Yeah, it was just like the worst part of my life. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it up. Like, that was like a very low pit for me. So yeah, and I'm moving to Fort Pierce, back to Fort Pierce. Where did I work? I think when I came back, I worked at Convent. And like, it's also like more of a morale thing, because you know, when you leave, at least for me, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm never going back. I don't want to ever go back. And so when you know, reach these accolades, and then you realize like, wow, like it is really hard out here for a pimp. I came back, I worked at Convey. Okay, girl, bye. Never again. Okay, I worked at Convey with Anika in the same train class, in the same, girl, get up. Time, like I said, we were just desperate to just try to get back on our feet. That was like my first resort. I think they were only paying like $10 an hour. I don't remember. But moral of the story is, no, bitch. I hated that job. I'm sure everyone that worked there hated that fucking job. But girl, I hated that job. Yeah, I mean, that was my life. That was my life. Really upsetting. Living life, you know, going through the motions. I did eventually graduate. So when I did graduate, I was living in Fort Pierce, but I went to Orlando for the graduation. Once again, I got a mess. Now, graduation was nice. I'm very grateful. For those who are curious, I graduated with health service administration degree. So I was proud of myself. I mean, yeah, I was very proud of myself, but I do feel like that was an easier degree to focus on personally, you know, like this wasn't like a, you know, like chemistry and shit, bitch. No, like this was just a little health service administration. I feel like the workload was pretty easy, you know, from my experience. So I was honestly just happy to get it done. I mean, I'm very blessed that I graduated. I appreciate the experience. I really do. I am very proud of myself. But does that degree hold me to anything today? Hell to the fuck no. Will I sit here and say that I like regret going to college? No. Like, I appreciate the experience, you know. I do love UCF as a school. I really do. I still rep myself as a Knight, period. Okay, so yeah, like that was life, you know. Life just went more down. Life just went more downhill because I was living my life until the next big thing was getting arrested. That was it. I graduated in 2018. Well, May of 2018. I think I was still working at Convey or one of these little call center jobs, or I don't even know. I was doing something. Then I eventually got arrested. Y'all already know the deal. If you want to watch the fucking video, I will link it below if you are interested. But yes, I ended up going to jail, which was like, okay, so I'm already stressed out. I already got an eviction on my record, right? I'm already fucked up. I have no credit. Now I go to jail. So I'm like, and I'm charged with a felony. So I'm like, oh my God, my life is over. Okay, like I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing. And so that was such a troubling experience. I had to stop smoking weed. I was on probation. Like, I mean, it was just that. And then what made it even worse, I couldn't get a job when I was on probation. I couldn't get a job. Like I said, I'm a call center bitch. Okay, so I run back to Teleperformance like, hey, can y'all hire me back? Because I need a job. I'm on probation. They down there ran my background. They was like, oh no, man, we cannot accept you back. Your background is... And they was like, oh yeah, we'll take you back. Cool, you can be a rehire. They was like, no, your background don't allow it. And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm on probation, like, what the fuck? They was like, no. And I remember one lady told me, she was like, honestly, like, you're gonna keep running into this problem until you satisfy your probation. Because like, my thing was, if I was to ever violate my probation, then I would have been a convicted felon of Florida or whatever. But I never violated. But to workers or job people, I guess, they were like, no, you still showing as like a potential threat. And I was like, damn, know where your bitch went? I'll never forget, I was driving I ended up getting a little red Beetle. It's not a Beetle, girl, a little Dodge Neon. But that ended up being my like next car. And that was like my car. Like, honestly, that was my car till like maybe like 2 years ago. Y'all see me in a vlog in that car. Like, that was my car. That was the first car I bought. I bought it from a white man out of Port St. Lucie. And the car was, I think only had like 90,000 miles on it. It ran, and my mama still have my car. Like, it still works, okay? Like, that car, that was the best car I've had in my entire experience of living, okay? That was the best car. It lasted the longest. I didn't have no issue. That was my baby, okay? Went to a Dunkin' Donuts in like Stewart. I don't even know how I ended up over there, but they had a big now hiring sign on there, and I just walked in, desperate for a job. Like, it's hiring, please. I'm hella overqualified. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just in a fucked up situation. So, I ended up getting a job there. I used to have to be to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. Stewart from Fort Pierce is like a 30 to 45 minute drive. Hell, I would rather say Palm Bay. I don't know why I was in Palm Bay. I don't know why the fuck I applied for a job in Palm Bay, but that's what it was. And so I think my first instinct was like, you know, I don't want, if I am going to be working a job like this, like I don't want people around the city to see me, you know, handing out McDonald's burgers and shit. But that did end up happening because I did have to work at McDonald's, okay? But yeah, like Dunkin' Donuts, that was like my first, like, down bad, I need a job, fast food, real, I don't want to call it low class. I really don't want to offend anybody, but that's like, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it was just bad. Like, it was just bad. It was such a rough time, y'all. So yeah, I started working at Dunkin' Donuts. And that was my Dunkin' Donuts era. If you know, you know, okay? Select people see me at Dunkin' Donuts. But, you know, whatever. Everything, this is me, like I said, home stretch of probation. Working at the Dunkin' Donuts in the corner. I used to have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and open the store. never again. I can't believe I did that. And I did that faithfully for a long time. That was so, and I mean, it would be, that store had no light. Okay, we're talking about pitch the fuck black. Anyone could have came in there, robbed, killed, stabbed me. Wouldn't nobody see shit, because it's so just grungy and ugly. I hated opening that fucking store. I hated it. So like I said, you know, I'm like, I gotta move. I gotta get out of Fort Pierce again. I can't live here. I can't have my baby go to school here. You know, I really want to like build my credit. I got really invested in building my credit at the time. Got that situated. You know, I ended up finding a call center job that was work from home. Now this is after I was done with probation. So, which was good, because, you know, now I'm like, I'm done with probation. I can get a real job now, or at least something where I ain't gotta fucking be here. You see what I'm saying? And I was starting to make a little more money. Thank the Jesus Lord. And I was able to build my credit, you know? And for me, that is how YouTube played a big factor. When I was on probation, all I did was watch vlogs. All I did was watch vlogs. That was it. That's when I got really invested in, like, I wasn't doing makeup content anymore. You guys know I used to do makeup videos back in the day. I completely stopped doing that. I fell off on Instagram. I just was off the world. Like I said, I was on probation, bitch. I was stressed the fuck out. So, you know, I'm gonna do this. I wanna be one of these random assholes with a YouTube channel, you know, walking around showing their life, period. That's what I wanna do. And I made a vow to myself for 2021, because we're, like I said, November, December, January. So January came and I was like, you know what? I'm a vlog. Like, I'm a vlog. I want to be one of those bitches, and I'm gonna start vlogging. And so for me, remember, it was just like, I used to consider it like Sunday homework, because like when I was in college, you know how you got to have assignments due by like 11:59. That's how it was for me. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna keep it consistent with posting on YouTube every day. No, was my content perfect? No, but it did invest. I started to get more invested in like traveling. I remember I went to Vegas that year for my birthday. We were in and out of Orlando a lot because I was looking for a place to stay. So I was always trying to do something to vlog, whether that was go out to eat, whether that was picking out a cute outfit. Like, you have to do something to keep the vlogs going. Like I said, at first, I had no intention. I didn't even think about money. You know, and I know that's crazy to say, because yes, like, it is a benefit of YouTube. We're not even gonna lie here. But at the time, I was just like, I'm gonna just keep my New Year's resolution. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you say something at the beginning of the year and you really don't do it, like, I was like, no, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna just keep doing YouTube videos, because I said that's what I was gonna do. I got to Vlogmas. Oh, Jesus. Vlogmas of last year. And I have seen such a jump in my views. Now, this is when, like I said before, I was just posting once a week. Then Vlogmas came and I posted. I didn't post every day, but I think I post like every other day. And when those videos, like when you stash so many videos in YouTube like that, like at least for me, like it was elevation. I started to see numbers. I started to get subscribers. And then I was like, oh shit, like, I can really get monetized. Like, that was the thing, right? At first, was monetized. Like, I want to be monetized. I want to be monetized. I want to be monetized. I want to be monetized, bitch. So I was like, oh, I might really, 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 really can get monetized. And then I just kept posting. Views started coming. I started getting subscribers. Yada, 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 boom, boom, boom. And so we are coming on January 1st now. So now we're coming on this year. Now, when I had eventually moved to Orlando, and I think the journey of me starting in Fort Pierce, you know, living, you know, like shit, coming up here, moving, just that whole transition, like, I'm very proud of myself for that. And I'm proud of myself because, like I said, like, my main focus was making sure Neriah gets in school for kindergarten, you know, like, I wanted her to not go to school down there, and I made it happen. And that is like something I am low-key really proud of. And I'm actually proud that I like filmed the entire series, because I feel like that's something I can always look back on. And then, you know, hopefully to give people to just some inspiration, because like, you ain't gotta be stuck in your situation. Like, you really, really, really don't. Time came opportunity. And I think that's why I, you know, come to this video here, or at least we get to this part of the video where now here I am, okay? I am 28 years old. The story is, as you get older, the less you will tolerate, and I think the more responsible you get. And you know, for those with children, I think, I don't know, but that also plays a big factor in doing what the fuck you need to do. So that is why I'm here today, you guys. I'm a warrior, okay? Your girl is a survivor, period. I have been through it. We are now sitting at what, 6,000 subscribers, and this is just me consistently posting my vlogs, watching the numbers go up, watching the views go up, you know. And now I feel like I'm getting to a stage of what we would call clout, and that's okay. Like, I feel good, but I will say it is a bit scary in a way. I mean, I you know, like, I get random DMs all the time. Like a year ago, 6 months ago, didn't nobody give a fuck about me. Didn't nobody know who I am. I'm refreshing YouTube, like, did I get a view? Oh my God, I have an extra view. It's been like 4 hours. Oh my God, you know, like, that's what it used to be. But now, I learned that, yeah, the more numbers you have, the more subscribers you have, the more clout you get. And that's really just the bottom line. And I mean, that's where we are here today. I'm so proud of myself. We are a year and a half in, and y'all don't see what I see on my end, because like I said, there's a lot of emails involved and things like that. But honey, sponsorships coming, you know, everything's coming. Once you get up there, baby, and once you up there, okay? And like, it's crazy, because like, once you're in this social media world, once you're really in this circle, honey, there's no getting out of this circle. And that is what I'm learning every single fucking day. I am on YouTube, on Instagram. It surprises me every day. Who's new, who's watching, who even says they're watching. Like, what? You're watching me? Like, what? Even though, yeah, you would expect people are watching you, right? You have 6,000 subscribers. I'm like, no, I don't see it like that. Like, I have 6,000 subscribers, but they ain't really watching me. You know, they may skip through the video or just, they ain't really watching me. But y'all motherfuckers really watching me. And I love y'all. I love y'all. I love every single last one of y'all. Seriously, like, I can't believe this. And this is only gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so for me, it's like, wow, like, am I prepared for this? I mean, you know, we are walking into a great season. At least I can say that, because I see what's coming in. I see the clout, and that's even not even from y'all, but from brands, from everyone. I'm telling y'all. And then it's like, wow, I can't believe this. So, I love y'all, and that's my story. This is my journey. This is my experience, okay? And this is why I'm here today. Now, I have goals, you know. Can I quit my job yet? No. Okay, but am I close? Am I closer than I was a long time ago? Yes. And just living that, being in that, knowing that is, you know, soon to be a possibility for me is insane. Okay, insane. It would be so crazy, because it only takes one video, y'all. Like, God forbid, I don't know, if this video blows up randomly, you know, like, I can wake up tomorrow with like 20,000 subscribers. I see it happen all the time. Like, either with people, either with TikTok, like, all it takes is one video to really set you off. And these motherfuckers will come with that coin, okay? Period. I love y'all. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, you're a goat. Okay, you're my bestie, you're my boo. I love every single last one of y'all. If you made it this far, girl, what? But with love, you guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Expect a vlog soon. There will be a vlog coming up soon. Okay, we have a very exciting weekend planned. And yeah, I hope you guys are excited. Thanks for following me on this journey. Thank you for continuing to stay with me on this journey. I pray that we can get this audience up to 100,000 one day. You know, who knows? Who knows? The possibilities are endless. So with love, it wouldn't happen with either one of you guys. So I love y'all. And until next time, see you later.